Woke up, I look at the computer say, Floyd said, T.I. Nelly 50. I'm like, what did he say me for? Nelly your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance. Say that.
You had a beef with, or have a beef with Ja Rule?
It's an old school. That's an old
But I understand that, but I understand in October you did something to get back at Ja Rule.
Yeah.
And please tell the people what you did, because this is quite
I bought like the first 4 rows in his concert.
You bought the first 4 rows in his concert?
Yeah, they was like on Groupon for $15. It wasn't a big deal.
This is a special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read 1 full page of a Harry Potter book, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. The bucket of ice, man.
Is there any battle that you felt like you've lost or wasn't as victorious?
Nah.
Yeah.
I've had the artists have things, moments. Like they did something, I was like, oh, that was good.
Right.
What are some of those?
Yeah. So what did you see that you was like, oh yeah, that was a good one right there?
In between time, like, what's the name? The Jadakiss, he had put out some things.
On you?
Yeah, while we was fighting.
If you cross 50 Cent, it's not just beef, it's a full-on nightmare. He'll clown you in public, drag your name through the mud, and make sure your downfall becomes entertainment. Just ask Mitchell Green, the man who ended up losing his own house after trying to outsmart 50 and getting caught pocketing millions behind his back. See, 50 Cent isn't just a rap legend. Curtis Jackson has turned himself into a ruthless business tycoon. His alcohol empire, Sire Spirits, is the home of the world-famous Branson Cognac, a brand that's climbed its way into luxury circles. Now, cognac is no ordinary liquor. It can only come from a tiny region in France, where the soil and grapes are so unique that it creates that signature taste people will pay top dollar for. Here's the catch. 50 doesn't speak French and he's no expert on fermentation science. So he trusted his director of brand management, Mitchell Green, to handle the deals, scout the suppliers, and make sure Branson Cognac came out flawless. Mitchell's job? Protect the brand and bring only the best to the table. But his real mission? Filling his own pockets with dirty money. Green struck shady side deals with 2 French distillers, Castelnau and Ragnar. Instead of negotiating purely for Sire Spirits, he funneled contracts through his own shadow company, Branch Consulting. That little setup guaranteed him fat agency fees on every single bottle of cognac or champagne that Sire Spirits bought. Can you imagine? He was eating good off bottles that were never even meant for him. To make matters worse, he locked the distillers into sneaky, non-disclosure agreements, swearing they wouldn't sell or represent any other champagne to Sire Spirits but his chosen ones. Translation? Green boxed 50's company into his scam and acted like he was just doing business as usual. Meanwhile, the quality of the product wasn't even his focus. The man was busy milking the operation dry. This wasn't just betrayal, it was suicide by greed. Because if there's one man you don't double-cross, it's 50 Cent, and Mitchell Green was about to find out the hard way. Mitchell Green wasn't just dipping his hand in the cookie jar, he was swimming in it. For 2 whole years, this man pocketed over $2 million in shady agency fees, all while pretending to look out for 50's empire. But greed always comes with a price. His entire scheme came crashing down when someone tried to extort him, threatening to blow the whistle on his dirty little secret. That's when Green had no choice but to finally confess. The liquor brand wasted no time. Green was fired on the spot and dragged straight into court, and when the judge ruled against him, the hammer came down hard. Mitchell was ordered to cough up more than $6 million to Sire Spirits. That's when 50 pulled one of the most savage victory laps we've ever seen. Instead of just celebrating quietly, he went public, seizing Green's house and mocking him on Instagram. He posted, "I think I'm gonna put epoxy floors in this place. I'm gonna keep it," and his family pictures around, as a theme for the place, LOL. Can you imagine logging on and seeing the man you betrayed laughing about decorating your own home? Brutal. This was classic 50, turning someone else's downfall into entertainment for millions. And it doesn't stop there. 50's Instagram is basically the Hall of Fame of trolling. At this point, it's not just posts, it's hip-hop culture. He's roasted everyone from random people on the street to industry icons.
That's why I tell kids not to use drugs.
50 cents.
What the f*** are you listening to, Future?
Remember when he came for Busta Rhymes? He clowned him with, "And the award for strongest neck in hip-hop goes to Busta Bus." All because Busta was sipping from a tiny straw with his whole neck stretched out. Savage. And Madonna didn't escape the smoke either. After she posted a risque photo on Instagram, 50 reposted it with the caption, "Yo, this is the funniest. That's Madonna under the bed trying to do the like a virgin. At 63, she shot out. She don't get her old ass up, LMAO." Then he doubled down with another meme, calling it the Like a Virgin 63 challenge. But Madonna wasn't having it. She clapped back saying, "I guess your new career is getting attention by trying to humiliate others on social media. You're just jealous. You won't look as good as me or have as much fun when you are my age." And believe it or not, this led to something rarer than gold, an actual apology from 50 Cent. That's right, he backed down, which is almost unheard of. Seems like he's got a soft spot for certain ladies. Long before Instagram, 50 was already perfecting the art of humiliation, and he was just warming up. Over a decade ago, 50 Cent showed just how far he'd go to humiliate a rival. He dropped a skit pretending to be rushed to the hospital after listening to Fat Joe's music. Savage, right?
It's Fat Joe's record. I listened to it. It hurt me.
What's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent. I just want to thank everybody for showing their support and all the get well messages I got on this50.com. Yesterday, I listened to Fat Joe's record and it hurt. And I told you people not to listen to his music. And some people didn't listen. And look what happened.
Fearless, right here. The rock away.
Lean back. And he didn't stop there. He doubled down with a fake mixtape cover mocking Joe's project Elephant in the Sand, clowning it like it was the worst thing he'd ever heard. But this wasn't just petty trolling. 50 and Fat Joe had real history. Their G-Unit versus Terror Squad beef reached its breaking point at the 2005 VMAs. Fat Joe took shots live on stage.
I feel so safe tonight with all this police protection courtesy of G-Unit.
And later that night, 50 clapped back with threats that had the whole crowd buzzing.
Fat Joe is man. Boy.
This feud wasn't just smoke. It came with serious consequences. Fat Joe actually lost out on a life-changing deal because of it. See, Fat Joe was on track to become the first ever artist to officially collaborate with the Jordan brand. His obsession with sneakers and his personal friendship with Michael Jordan had him sitting in meetings, 6 times one-on-one with MJ, brainstorming designs for what could have been the Fat Joe Jordans. That collab would have been legendary. But after the VMAs chaos, Jordan pulled the plug. He didn't want his name dragged into a violent rap beef. Just like that, Joe lost a $20 million payday. One night, one beef, one comment, and history rewritten. Still, that playful energy didn't extend to everyone. When it came to Rick Ross, 50 wasn't joking around. He came swinging for real.
I'm deciding to f your life up. Rick Ross, I'm gonna f your life up. For fun. This a few times. This is not new. I do this all the time.
50 was the one who blew up Ross's secret past, exposing that the self-proclaimed kingpin once worked as a corrections officer.
Did you know Rick, while he was working in law enforcement?
He was a correction officer.
So we're clear he was a correctional officer. There they go. Oh man, Ricky's crew. He said he got a $2 million crew in New York City. He was talking about the NYPD.
How do you feel about Bossa giving you the name Officer Ricky? I just want to hear it from you.
Baby, I'm worth too much money to even be, sidetracked on this car.
For someone rapping about street life, hustling, and moving weight, having a day job as a cop hit his credibility like a wrecking ball. 50 didn't just spread rumors, he brought receipts. He literally bought Ross's court transcripts and dropped them on the internet for the world to see. And Ross wasn't the only one catching heat. Just being associated with him was enough to get DJ Khaled caught in 50's crossfire. The pettiness reached another level when 50 pulled one of the most devious moves ever, showing up at Khaled's own mother's workplace just to rattle him. Who even thinks of that? Later on, Khaled actually ran into 50 backstage at a show. That was his moment, his chance to stand up for himself. But instead of stepping to 50, he froze up completely. The man was shook. And the question everybody asked was, where was Rick Ross when his guy needed backup? Nowhere in sight. 50 didn't let up either. He went so far as to sit down with the mother of Rick Ross's child, letting her spill personal details about Ross on camera. It was ruthless, it was personal, and it proved 50 wasn't treating this like a rap beef. It was a demolition job. And while he might have loved tearing into Ross, the only thing 50 seemed to hate more was baseball. Because let's be honest, that first pitch he threw, straight up embarrassing. And just when you think only rappers were bold enough to go at 50, in comes Conor McGregor. Out of nowhere in 2018, Conor started taking shots at him during a press conference in New York for his mega fight with Floyd Mayweather.
What's up, New York City? 50 cents up, bitch.
Conor's a troll in his own right, and in his mind, he's the real king of New York. But that crown already belonged to 50, and Conor was about to find out just how messy things could get when you poke the troll king himself. 50 already knew Conor McGregor didn't stand a chance against Floyd Mayweather, and he was right. Floyd toyed with him for 9 rounds before finishing it with a TKO in the 10th. And of course, 50 couldn't resist rubbing salt in the wound. He hopped on Instagram, posted a picture of Conor and wrote, "And this for calling me a bitch, knock the snot out your ass." Classic 50, he let Floyd handle the fists, while he handled the trolling. But here's the twist. Floyd hasn't always been safe from 50's jokes. In fact, their friendship has been one of the messiest sagas in hip-hop and sports history. Their rocky relationship goes back to 2012 when Floyd was locked up on a domestic abuse charge. Before serving time, Floyd convinced 50 to set up a joint venture, the Money Team. Now, Floyd never trademarked or licensed the name, so he told 50 to go all in, spend whatever it takes, and promise to split it when he got out. So 50 did what needed to be done. He filed the LLC, handled all the paperwork, and invested around $2 million of his own money, meaning Floyd owed him a cool $1 million once he got out. When Floyd walked free, 50 was the first one there to pick him up. But instead of paying him back, Floyd went right back to blowing stacks on chains, Lambos, and his wild lifestyle while leaving 50 empty-handed. To make matters messier, rumors started swirling that 50 was hooking up with Floyd's girlfriend, Chantel Jackson, while he was locked up. That set off major tension, even though 50 denied it in interviews. Still, he didn't miss a chance to throw shade, saying, "Me and Floyd are always going to be cool, but everybody around him is just waiting on the next time he feels generous." Translation? Floyd's circle was eating off his money, while 50 was left chasing the $1 million he was owed. Eventually, 50 snapped. He declared, "TMT is over. The Money Team is no longer a team, it's SMS Promotions now. That's it." And Floyd? He fired back hard, calling 50 a mailing groupie, posting a chart of 50's declining album sales, and throwing the ultimate jab, "I respect the shooter, not the one who got shot." And just like that, 2 former friends turned their loyalty into a bitter public feud, where every insult was louder, nastier, and more personal than the last. Floyd thought he landed the ultimate shot when he reminded the world that 50 Cent had been hit 9 times. But 50 fired right back, saying, "Floyd, you know I got more money than you. You go broke after every fight, stupid." The jabs kept flying, but just as people thought things were getting too real, 50 brushed it off the very next day, claiming it was all just a publicity stunt. Floyd later tried to play it cool too, saying he still loved and respected 50, but the $1 million he owed? Yeah, that never showed up. For 2 years, Floyd avoided the money topic completely, acting like nothing ever happened. So 50 eventually let it slide, at least for a while. But in 2014, the drama sparked back up when Floyd got caught flirting with T.I.'s wife, Tiny. That messy situation ended with fists flying outside of a Fat Burger in Las Vegas. And when 50 saw it, oh, he couldn't resist jumping in.
Chat, what is going on, man? Niggas tell me you down there at the Fat Burger fighting over Tiny. The computer say, Floyd said, "Fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what did he say fuck me for? Nelly fucked your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fucking fiance. Say fuck that nigga."
When Floyd was asked why 50, T.I., and even Nelly kept taking shots at him, he smugly said, "What's so crazy is this. When people aren't relevant anymore, when they're not moving units like they used to, they come at me. I've been relevant for 18 years. The next morning, 50 saw that interview and came back with one of the most legendary memes in internet history, a single picture of him that instantly went viral, arguably his most famous photo besides the Get Rich or Die Trying album cover. The internet went into meltdown mode. And because 50 never stops at just one joke, he kept the heat coming. Around that time, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was trending, so 50 created his own twist, challenging Floyd to read a page from a Harry Potter book instead of dumping ice water. But then 50 hit him with the remix. Forget Harry Potter, read a page out of a Dr. Seuss book.
ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, nigga, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. Fuck the ice, man.
5th sensed that Floyd might not be able to read the Harry Potter book, so he made some changes to his challenge.
I got a phone call from my man Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy said if Floyd accepts the challenge, then he'll put it on the actual show, so you can read it on the show. We don't want to put pressure on you. We know you can't pronounce those words in that Harry Potter book, so we're gonna let you read Cat in the Hat.
The shade was insane. Floyd never took the challenge. Instead, he flexed by posting pictures of multi-million-dollar checks, saying basically, read this, $72 million. But money flexes didn't stop 50 from clowning him. Year after year, he kept mocking Floyd's reading skills, dropping fake posts pretending to write like Floyd would. Each time, the internet laughed harder and the jokes just wouldn't die down. When it comes to trolling, 50 doesn't forgive, and he definitely doesn't forget. That reading troll hit so hard that even a decade later, people still clown Floyd for it.
Are you reading from a teleprompter?
But one thing that I do.
Oh no, you can't read.
A skill bag on stage. What are you doing with a skill bag on stage? You can't even read.
The memes, the jokes, they've never died down. But here's the wild part. Despite all the shots fired, 50 and Floyd are almost like brothers who just roast each other for sport. At one point, 50 even posted, "Tell Floyd I said he won. He's the greatest of all time. Nobody, I mean nobody, can ever take that away from him." What he's done with his life is amazing. I'm done with all the back and forth. Now, can someone please read this to the champ? #positive-vibes brutal, but in the most 50 Cent way possible. For all the trolling and tough talk 50 Cent dishes out, karma had to spin the block eventually. And it did in the form of street art. A graffiti artist named Lush flipped the script on him, painting a hilarious mural of 50 as Oprah. Lush is known for trolling with a spray can, clowning celebrities and meme culture through massive murals, and when he aimed his can at 50, the internet went wild. The roasting didn't stop there. Lush gave us classics like 50 Trump, inspired by a tweet 50 posted just days earlier, and then came the endless spin-offs, Post Descent, 59 Cent, Swifty Cent, Oprah Jackson, 50 Pence. The list just kept growing. Even rapper J. Rule, 50's #1 enemy, slid into Lush's DMs to crown him his new favorite artist. And of course, that made sense. Ja has been beefing with 50 for over 2 decades and still hasn't caught a break. Their drama goes all the way back to 1999 when Ja Rule was filming a music video in Queens. That's when a friend of 50's robbed Ja for his chain, sparking the first spark of bad blood. Later, 50 claimed that Ja ran into him at a club after the incident and looked shook. Ja, on the other hand, denies ever crossing paths with him that night. But whether they saw each other or not didn't matter. The disrespect was already stamped in. 50 came out swinging with "Your Life's on the Line," a lethal diss aimed right at Ja and his Murder Inc. crew. That record lit the fuse, and not long after, things exploded in real life with a brawl in an Atlanta nightclub between the two camps. Punches flew, crews clashed, and the feud got blood deep. But the next encounter, that's where this beef leveled up from street tension to all-out war. One night, both crews ended up in the Hit Factory studios in New York. G-Unit was upstairs recording while Murder Inc. held it down downstairs. When Ja got word that 50 was in the building, he and his squad stormed upstairs ready to confront. In the cramped studio space, chaos erupted, yelling, shoving, threats flying left and right. And in the middle of the madness, somebody smacked the light switch, plunging the room into total darkness. What went down next? Straight out of a movie scene. When the lights went out at the Hit Factory, things turned violent fast. Murder Inc. affiliate Black Child pulled out a knife and started swinging, stabbing multiple people, including 50 himself. Luckily, G-Unit's Tony Yayo later brushed it off, saying it was just a scratch, but the damage was done. That moment locked 50 and Ja into a lifelong war that no diss track could ever settle. The beef spilled onto wax with both sides trading records, but 50 dropped one of the most iconic disses of the 2000s, I Smell. That track became the anthem of their rivalry. At that point, award shows couldn't even seat them in the same building, and concerts had to be carefully planned to avoid chaos. Still, both rappers were topping the Billboard Hot 100 at the same time, proving that success doesn't always kill a grudge. But the difference was clear. 50 had the machine of Eminem and Dr. Dre behind him, plus his natural charisma made fans ride for him like a cult. Ja, on the other hand, started to look like the underdog in a fight he couldn't win. Even years later, after Ja admitted defeat, 50 never let up. He kept pressing the gas, clowning Ja every chance he got. And when the disaster that was Fyre Festival went down, 50 had a field day roasting Ja for that global embarrassment. Then in 2018, 50 pulled off what might be the single most brutal troll of his career. Ja Rule's concert tickets popped up on Groupon. Yes, the discount app usually used for struggling businesses trying to stay afloat. To make things worse, the tickets were only $15.50. He jumped on Instagram and claimed he bought 200 front row seats just so they'd be completely empty on show night. Imagine Ja walking out on stage, looking down at the first rows, and instead of a crowd seeing nothing but empty chairs and maybe 50 himself in the front eating popcorn and giving him a wink. That stunt instantly secured 50 the crown as hip-hop's ultimate troll king. Savage, petty, and hilarious all at once. Nobody plays the long game like Curtis Jackson. The internet exploded with laughter. Ja Rule was absolutely clowned like never before. People were calling it the pettiest move in hip-hop history. And of course, 50 doubled down with another post saying, "What a show. I mean, just great. Do it again, my kid went to the restroom." Pure savagery. Now, as hilarious as it all sounded, the truth is this probably never happened the way 50 made it seem. Even Ja himself admitted it was cap. But here's the genius of 50. Whether it happened or not doesn't matter. If nobody showed up to the concert, then of course nobody would have been there to record it. The fact that people even believed it was possible shows just how deep 50's troll legacy runs. Once you're on his bad side, your whole career can be reduced to a running meme, and there's no escaping it. That's the true power of 50 Cent. He's not just a rapper, not just a businessman. He's the master of turning beef into entertainment and enemies into punchlines that live forever on the internet. And that wraps up today's breakdown of 50 Cent's most savage beefs and trolls. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, share it with your people, and don't forget to subscribe for more wild celebrity drama. And before you go, click the next video that's about to pop up on your screen. You do not want to miss what we've got coming next. Trust me, the drama only gets crazier from here.